All right, boys, nobody's on site with me because it is currently about 0 degrees Fahrenheit, insane wind chill. So we're doing the break the company Jeep by doing poles challenge. Fun. All right, crew, we're in the Mercedes ML, heading to Cincinnati for a pickup for the Honda. Keep that now. Now see, this is the monster truck fitment I was saying I don't want. So here's a comparison of the old versus the new. I think that's a little bit of a summer upgrade, eh? Oh my goodness. Look at the fitment. We just need to drop her like an inch lower, and that is perfect. These look so good. Just got done with absolutely blitzing around in the Civic. Today we are back in the ML and we are headed up north a little bit to Winchester, Indiana, right along the Wabash River. The only part of the Civic that has any rust on it, it's not the body actually, it's the bottoms of the doors. I think there was a little bit of issues with water intrusion or something. So found a listing for a part out of a junk Civic, and they say there's no rust on the doors. So we're gonna go investigate and hopefully pick up 2 new doors today. Seems to be a really good deal. He said he'll do $150 on the pair, so not bad, honestly. Catch you guys when there's doors in my trunk, hopefully. Coming back from our excursion out to Winchester, 2 doors in the back off of a 6th gen coupe. You know, we're buying them because they don't have rust, so we can repaint them without worry of them being shit later on. All right, got them into the garage. Oh, well, there goes the auto light, but we got them into the garage. Hell froze over, so it's been a while again, but we have some small interior upgrades for the Civic today. Over the winter frozen time, we've built up some parts as well for the exterior, and I'll go ahead and show you what we're doing today. Here we have a nice new steering wheel. Airbag is not actually in this. I'll be transferring it from my old one. I could go quick release route, but this is a road vehicle. It's not a fucking track car, so we want to keep our airbag. And then, I'm not a fan of the shifter I have right now, so I got this nice Mishimoto wood grain one. It's beautiful, quite frankly. So let's go get these in the car. All right, we just breached containment in the Civic. First time out of that snow pile back there in like a month. So here's this crusty steering wheel, completely rotted and sticky and nasty. Here's this current shift knob. It's fine, but I had to put this on it to cover the space, and this rattles like a motherfucker at high heat. So we're just gonna go ahead and replace them both. Plus, I mean, this is nice, man. Okay, went and got dark on me, but you can see we're all hooked back up. As you can see, we have an airbag, boys. We're staying safe. This is definitely not for my mom, you know, while I'm recording this. We had to reuse this gray instead of this nice black one, but that's, you know, it's whatever. It doesn't bother me as long as this outside is looking crispy, baby. And then put this new one on. This doesn't clack anymore, but it's a little bit fucking tall. So, I mean, look at that. It's on level with the steering wheel. All right, let me get this put back on, put our battery back on, and we'll test the horn. Bingo. Center nut on. These 2 back Torx are back on. Small change for the exterior, but got myself a nice little custom single cam environmental plate for the Honda. So we're gonna go ahead and go throw that on. All right, we just pulled into the garage, and I'm gonna show you the biggest, coolest upgrade we've got so far. So we're gonna go ahead and get under the hood. So some of you know this one already, but aftermarket Honda distributors, they suck shit. They break every year. Plus, you know, we're gonna take these and get spark, or ignition coils, sorry, right over the spark plugs. How are we doing that? With the Dizzy kit. As you can see here, which some of you may know, but I spent a little pretty penny on it. It's gonna be the most I've spent on this car on anything, but you know, when you got the HX, you modify what you can, because you can't modify everything, because that is an economy model. So we're just gonna pop all these out, pop that off. I'm actually gonna take off the valve cover and put a little RTV around it, because there's a leak coming out of it from the corners, so I want to get that patched up. Was definitely the source of a pretty major oil leak. I mean, this gasket is greased up all along it. There's our internals. It's actually looking a little cleaner from running that Valvoline Restore and Protect, I think. It's not as black, but go ahead and pop the distributor out as well. Get some new RTV around that gasket, clean it all up. And I'll just show you the engine bay when that is on. Valve cover resealed with RTV. Old distributor is out right over there. So now we're just gonna get this Dizzy kit pulled over and installed. And look at that. Ain't she pretty? Not really sure what to do about the wires just yet, so they're just kind of running there. I'll clean them up soon, but I ended up just grounding it right where one of the old mounting points used to be, is this only uses the one right there. So we'll go ahead and cross our fingers, reattach, see if she boots. All right, she worked like a charm, fired right up. I just retarded the ignition timing a little bit, but Honda Boy's gonna do as a Honda Boy does. We're throwing a shitty eBay intake on there. You might say it's a D16Y5, you know. You're not gonna gain it, you might lose horsepower, but it's gonna look clean though. It's gonna sound cool. Can't say it won't. All right, we've got that old air box and tubing out. That'll come out later, although I think this ducks down into there. I just don't have the car up on jack stands right now, so whenever I do, I'll get under there, pull those two air tubes out. But let's get this new shiny one in. Okay, we've got that up. We ran the new coolant line, just looping that, the PCV, pulled the bumper off because I forgot this is a true cold air intake. So we're gonna pull this box out, and this is gonna route all the way down in there and actually really pull cold air. It'd be better if we put a little wall on it, but we'll see. All right, today's upgrades are complete. Digital distributor, Dizzy. Some new coolant lines, PCV, new intake running down to here. Truly pulling cold air. No faking that with a little short ram or a whale tail or whatever. Let's get her fired up, get a video. Disco party. Successful, nothing broke. She looks good. Let's get a little intake noise. I just got this in from Japan Post, covering my address right there. Oh my God, the wind is going nuts out there. But gonna take this to the hardware store and I'll show you why in a second. Got ourselves Type R key, baby. It's uncut right now, that's why we're going to the hardware store, but slight bit upgrade from this dinky thing. Oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that kind of cool? But yeah, this thing's kind of ratty. The plastic's nasty, and I can't guarantee it's not gonna snap off every time I put it in the door. So let's go. Small, not so fun update. My G35, my very reliable daily, had some water intrusion issues through the sunroof, completely fried a bunch of electronics. She's done for. So We've been daily in the Civic, and today we're gonna do some fun little pieces. We've got a new front lip, some front mud guards, and then on the back bumper we're putting those little, I don't know how to describe them, slats or something, but this is all. I wanted to get these test fit before we continue painting. Eventually I may actually pay for a full paint job on this thing, so it'd be nice to get all my trim accessories on to take there so that they'll paint those too. So catch you in a sec. One thing of note is I do have some fog lights I will be installing. That will probably not be on today's episode. That's going to require a little more work than I'd like to do today on this fine Sunday, but let's get that front lip fitted first of all. Okay, so first off, real simple, putting some mud guards on the front here. Just taking the wheel off, taking these 4 off, and it bolts right in, like OEM. All right, just like that, it's on. That was extremely easy. Now I'm gonna pop over to the other side and do it. All right, time for the other side. Just got it up on jack stands. We're gonna speed run this. Time to get down on the ground, pop this lip up on here. Should just screw into certain places. All right, that front lip is on. Now we're gonna go do these little rear spats I have. Let me show you what I mean real quick. It's sort of SI style. These are also mud guards for the rear, but we won't be using those. We shall be putting these guys on. So this is also just a couple bolt holes that also already come on the OEM one. So you just line it up and it'll look like that. Just extends it a little lower. I love the look of it. This will also get painted yellow eventually, but once again, the whole car needs to get it. All right, had to take the wheel off to get better access to putting those on, but it's on. Gonna go do the other side. Okay, that last little back spat is on there. So now to address something that's been bothering me in the engine bay, my radiator's just loose. This thing, somebody clearly broke the screw in there. So we're gonna see if I can't get an extractor bit and pull that out. I'm not hopeful because that thing is rusted to hell though. So I have this to replace it. If we can end up getting it right, we'll try. Okay, I realized I don't have my extractor bits with me. I loaned them out to a friend, so instead we're just gonna drill right in and put a new one. You'll see. Okay, we've got that cleared away a little bit. Now I'm gonna just throw a self-tapper in that hoe. Give it a little paint to prevent rust. We'll be golden. Okay, now I'm using a little hand impact driver and I'm just going to hammer it in now that I drilled it out a little bit. See if I can get anything on this. Oh shit, this is still on. Well, jeez. All right. Radiator is now locked in. Sweet. That was bothering me. Next up, this has been collapsing the whole time I've had the car. So we are just gonna pop out all that liner. So there is one other thing. We also set up my scan gauge 3, which I've had. Just ran the cable down into this column. Still need to get a cover for the ignition area and hid the cable down under to the OBD2. And that gives me a bunch of live readings and stuff, can read and clear codes and whatnot, so really useful. I'm gonna go take the Civic out for a drive and potentially a little wash. Yeah, whatever. It's not a touchless wash, but it's gonna do the job. Get me all cleaned up. Especially after winter, it's nice to wipe all this grime away. Plus this will stress test all those new body parts I just put on.